Oh, welcome to this explainer. Okay, so today we're going to dive into this genuinely fascinating biological what-if scenario, all about our sense of hearing. Honestly, it's a journey that's going to completely shift how you appreciate that amazing brain of yours, and for sure change how you experience the quiet moments in your day. We're going to unpack the incredible evolutionary benefit of selective silence, and look at how our brains are literally always working behind the scenes to filter out the noise of the world.
So let's jump right in. Section 1, the ultimate hearing superpower. Let's kick this off by imagining a pretty wild hypothetical scenario. Picture this. You wake up tomorrow morning, you stretch, you open your eyes, and you realize you have this sudden, magical ability to hear absolutely every single sound around you.
Now you might be thinking, oh, I could eavesdrop on the neighbors. But no, you wouldn't just be picking up the usual morning conversations from the next room or, the TV playing downstairs. I mean, you'd hear those with crystal clarity, obviously. But your new ability wouldn't stop anywhere near there. And it wouldn't just be the traffic humming outside your window or a delivery truck pulling up to the curb. We're pretty used to these being the loud, annoying disruptions in our day. But in this scenario, those are literally just the tip of the iceberg. You would suddenly be able to hear everything. And I mean everything. The absolute totality of acoustic data in your entire environment would just flood into your ears, all at once. Just take a second to think about how massive this hidden soundscape actually is. Imagine picking up on the microscopic vibrations of the pipes and the wires buried deep inside your walls. Picture yourself actually hearing the physical movement of air currents as they just kind of shift around your room. You'd hear heavy machines and factory engines chugging away miles and miles in the distance. You'd even hear the secret, hidden sounds of animals communicating right outside your door, the stuff humans normally completely 100% miss. Which brings us to Section 2, the danger of sensory overload. At first glance, catching all these secret sounds sounds like the ultimate superpower, right? I mean, you'd be omniscient. Literally nothing could sneak up on you. But, as we're about to see, there is a massive, fundamental problem with having this much access to the world's noise. And that problem is sensory overload. Our brains are these incredibly hardworking organs. To keep you sane and basically just capable of functioning, your brain normally acts as this heavy-duty bouncer. It aggressively protects your conscious mind by filtering out a truly staggering amount of sensory information every single second of the day. Think about how this filter works in a super common everyday setting. If you're sitting in a classroom, what do you actually consciously hear? Well, you hear your teacher speaking. But at that exact same time, your brain is brilliantly and completely automatically muting the buzzing of those annoying fluorescent lights, the low rumble of the air conditioner, faint footsteps out in the hall, and the subtle shifting of people moving around in their desks. It focuses your attention exclusively on what's absolutely crucial for your immediate goals. But without that filter, it builds into an instant crisis. First, you immediately notice that air conditioner humming, pulling your focus entirely. Then someone's pencil rolls across the floor, and it sounds like a literal log rolling down a hill. Next, footsteps in the hallway aggressively demand your attention. Then a bird chirping outside feels like it's chirping right inside your ear. And finally, a car driving streets away feels immediate, like it's right in the room with you. Every tiny, completely unimportant event would hijack your brain's processing power, causing instant, paralyzing overload. You wouldn't be able to think at all, let alone learn what the teacher was saying. Let's move to Section 3, frequencies beyond human limits, because this sensory chaos gets even stranger and a whole lot louder when we consider the physics of sound itself. We have to remember that humans normally can't hear anywhere near every frequency of sound out there. The acoustic world is just so much bigger than our biological receivers can handle. I mean, animals navigate an invisible acoustic world that we are completely oblivious to. Take dogs, for example. They hear much higher frequency sounds, giving them detection abilities well beyond our normal human range. Then you have bats, right? They utilize incredibly high-frequency sounds specifically for echolocation, literally painting a three-dimensional picture of the world using nothing but sound. And on the complete other end of the spectrum, elephants can communicate using very low-frequency rumbles that travel through the ground for incredibly long distances. If our little superpower allowed us to tap into all these channels at once, we'd be intercepting the communications of the entire animal kingdom simultaneously. So if humans suddenly gained the ability to hear this much wider range of frequencies, our entire soundscape would be completely ruined. A quiet room wouldn't just buzz, it would roar with unseen energy. A peaceful walk in the forest would sound incredibly complicated, layered, and just overwhelmingly loud. The world would suddenly seem so much more chaotic than you ever could have imagined. Which leads us to Section 4.
the superpower of silence. This is where we get a profound perspective shift about our biology, and it brings us right to the core focus of our explainer today. We so often think about our human limitations as flaws, but let's totally reframe that for a second. The absolutely crucial takeaway is this: our limited hearing isn't a biological flaw at all. It is a highly refined evolutionary advantage. Our brains evolved this specific way to focus strictly on the information that matters most for our survival. Hearing a predator snap a twig? Super important. Hearing the friction of the wind against a leaf 3 miles away? Not important at all. And honestly, just biologically wasteful to even process. So, this brings us to a radical new definition. Maybe not hearing everything is the real superpower here. True silence is actually an active, protective filter created by your own mind. It's literally your brain burning energy to mute the world so that you can think, focus, and basically survive. It really all boils down to this profound idea. Silence isn't the absence of sound. It's your brain deciding what you don't need to hear. What a beautiful way to think about the quiet spaces in our lives, right? They aren't empty, they're curated. They're a biological gift from an evolutionary process that prioritized your sanity and your focus over omniscient hearing. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a quick little exercise. Stop for just a second. Listen really closely to your immediate surroundings. What is your brain actively filtering out right now? Is it the hum of your computer fan? Maybe distant traffic? The refrigerator running in the other room? The next time you get to enjoy a moment of peace and quiet, remember to thank your brain for working so incredibly hard to create that silence just for you. Keep listening, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.